All right, hello everybody. My name is Dalton Rollinger, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Sailwind. Um, we left off in the Sage Hills. It's been a minute since I played, so you'll have to excuse me. I'm a little out of the loop, and I'm stuttering like crazy in the beginning of this episode for some reason. Um, First things first, we should probably address the elephant in the room. There's been a slight change to the ship. I was playing this the other day while listening to a podcast and decided I'd kind of make some changes to the ship while I was just kind of sailing around and listening to that podcast. We're probably going to make some more changes by the end of the episode. Um, I'm not sure what I want to do yet, but there's that to look forward to, I suppose. In this episode, I think we're going to head to Serpent Isle. And we could just do some missions for now. Or we could just do some trading. Okay, I took T to the Serpent Isle while I was listening to the podcast, so it's not that valuable right now. But it is one of the islands that I need to go to before we can actually move on to Astron. So I think we're gonna take some to the Sage Hills, to the Serpent Isle. We'll take 6 crates of tea to Serpent Isle, which I still think you could probably, stack these a little bit better than the game is doing, but oh well. So yes, this is still the Dhow only challenge, which means that I can only use the Dhow, and we are going to every inhabited island in the game. We have to go there at least once, and I'm kind of excited to move on from this one, to be honest, because I have a somewhat of a roleplay series in mind. Not really roleplay, because you can't really, talk to any of the characters or anything, but probably going to be the closest thing you can actually get to in this game. And that is basically being a tea merchant who takes tea to the neighboring islands and archipelagos. I'm just going to make sure that we have nothing else. I'm going to also do a mission. Water to Serpent Isle. Yeah, that should be good enough. This way I can at least have a map. And the other day, I actually was watching Many a True Nerd do a live stream, and I recommended that he take another look at the game because a lot has changed since the last time he played the game. And he seemed kind of interested in doing a second look at the game, so we'll see if anything from Many a True Nerd pops up in the somewhat near future. I'm also kind of running a little low on supplies, so we might also... Well, yeah, that was part of the plan anyway. I'm going to be going to the Dragon Cliffs because I want to make some changes to the boat itself. Anyway, let's go ahead and get our nav lights going. And at least having these on all the time, I'm probably not going to forget to do this again, but one of the videos that I did recently, I didn't turn the lanterns on, which was kind of a foolish mistake on my part, but Yeah, I completely forgot about the lanterns and YouTube like having a terrible time processing uh, nighttime videos. So I do apologize for that. Okay, we are getting some forward momentum here, so let's go ahead and change the direction that we're sailing in. I might need to do another guide since this update came out. Because if you guys didn't know, I actually did a guide for starting an Astron a while back. I think for right now we're getting a pretty decent speed for just, cruising down this canal. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll raise this thing up. I forgot how good these sails are for going upwind, actually. This is kind of one of the big reasons I switched over to this kind of sail, is because sailing upwind with these things is kind of a breeze. The gaff helps, but this thing is just insane for that kind of job. Let's also go ahead. Might as well have all the sails out, I suppose. Okay, there we go. Get it nice and tight. Yeah, I lost the square sail because someone in the comment section kept mentioning that I should lose it, so I went ahead and did that. Because I guess sails have weight now, so you don't want to have any more weight than you absolutely have to have. And this thing, I think it just kind of blocks the wind for the cutter jib, and vice versa. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting rid of these two front sails, these two jibs, and just getting like a square sail for the very front. Because this thing doesn't turn all the way. This thing just basically kind of acts as a gaff. I can't have the actual regular sails that you would have like this because these ropes are in the way and you can't remove those. So it's kind of annoying, but what can you do, I suppose? What am I doing on food and... Okay, water is... We've still got a full barrel of water, so I'm not that concerned about it. Our food supplies is good enough for the time being, at least. And then we do have plenty of fishing hooks. I haven't even touched the fishing pole yet. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the water up here so I can at least have plenty of room to maneuver back here. You kind of see the bow dipping quite a bit. You don't really want that. Actually, that might work. Just put the barrels of water up here. Realistically, it would interfere with that, but That'll phase right through the barrels. It'd be interesting if the barrels would actually get knocked over if the sail actually, swung over that way. Okay, I think we can finally make our turn here. Alright, so, might actually go ahead and just bring this one in. And then we'll let this one fly, because that one will catch more wind. There we go. All right, and I will see you guys in the morning, or whenever I wake up. Yeah, it looks like I woke up a little just before sunrise. Works for me. We at least get to see the sunrise itself. And where the devil are we? I think that up there is our destination. Looks like it should be. Because that right there is the Dragon Cliffs. Oh, crap. And Serpent Isle has two pretty decent-sized islands to its body, so I'm going to go ahead and start kind of turning in this sort of a direction. And let's see here. What do we want to eat? Have some salmon, I suppose. I just love how chill this game is. There's no combat, there's no stress aside from whenever the wind is blowing directly in your face. There's no other players trying to mug you or harass you or anything. It's just you, your boat, the open ocean, the waves. Oh, it's just so chill. I think I'm going to go ahead and let these ones out too. Okay, there we go. I found that the more, I mean, it makes total complete sense in What is that? What? What am I looking at? Okay, that's the Sage Hills, right? What? Does anybody know in the comments section what the heck that stuff is? That's surely not the new archipelago, is it? Surely not. As far as my knowledge goes, the major update that's supposed to be coming hasn't come yet. I believe he's running a little behind schedule with the update, but what in the world am I looking at over there? That's not the waves just glitching out. That's actual land. Okay, I think I know what. Oh wait, is there one? What? No, there's not another island over here. What in the world? I am thoroughly confused. I'm about tempted to say sod the Serpent Isle stuff and just go straight over there, but maybe that's a new island that's meant to be added to the Emerald Isles, and it's just been kind of snuck in a little bit earlier than the dev was expecting. That doesn't make sense now that I said it out loud. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know where the new archipelago is even supposed to be. I'm going to assume thing is, it has an architecture very similar to the Dragon Cliffs, or the Emerald Archipelago in general. So it makes sense for it to be down in this sort of a region. Maybe a bit further to either the south or the east. It wouldn't make sense for it to be up north, like straight north of Alonk. Astron? The only places I can think of that this new archipelago would be, if you look at this map, would be either east or south, maybe to the northeast of the Emerald Archipelago, or maybe directly west of Astron itself. Just to kind of fill in that corner of the map a little bit. But logically, it would be like down in this part of the world somewhere, right? Just based off the architecture and whatnot. Can we still see that land? Yeah, not right now with that wave in the way. Can just barely make out the Sage Hills. Yeah, that is totally land over there. There was someone in the Steam discussions actually pointing out that he saw a new land down here. So I'm wondering, but a lot of the people like that replied to him kind of said, that's it, you're not seeing anything." I'm starting to think he might have actually been right. Because unless I am very much mistaken, I don't believe the update for the new archipelago has come out yet. I don't think it has. I haven't seen Sailwind update. And I have it set to where my games have to ask permission to be updated. Very strange. I think I think I know what we're doing for next video, is we're going over there and we're seeing what the heck is going on. How's my tuna? I would go over there, but I'm low on supplies. So we have to make our stop at Serpent Isle, then go to Gold Rock City. Good God, the Dragon Cliffs to restock on food and whatnot, and then next video we're going out there. Because I do kind of like the idea of having like a home base in a way. Because what I'm thinking to do with the next series is be like a tea runner. You start off in the Sage Hills, right? I mean, obviously you start at Crab Beach, because that's where the boat spawns. But I'm planning to come like straight down to the Sage Hills and just start exporting tea as much as I can. Sooner or later, we'll start going out into, the open ocean, crossing to Gold Rock City and to Fort Astron itself. But that just seems like such a fun idea to me. It might be fun on paper, but who knows what it's going to be like in practicality. The Sage Hills is my favorite island. Like there's not even a comparison, at least for right now anyway. The new archipelago might have a island I prefer more, but I just love the look of the Sage Hills. It's such a cool little place. Like I would totally live in a place like that. Guess I might as well just clean the boat a little bit. I am looking forward to the day whenever more ship customization comes into play, though. Like being able to customize your ship even more. Like maybe add some paint jobs to it. Maybe more structural designs of some description. And I keep saying, I really think the developer needs to add a Steam Workshop and just give as many tools to the modders as possible. Because, I mean, imagine the things that could happen if you actually allowed modders to really dig their fingers into the game and just go to town with their creativity. I think one cool mod would be just like making duplicates of the AI ships, or even just the bigger ships themselves, and just having them sail all over the place just blindly. Like just set up a pathfinding scenario for them. It could even be on rails. I don't care. You could have like the big capital ships like the Brig or the Sandbuck or the Junk coming in from Gold Rock City and sailing straight to the Dragon Cliffs, or from Dragon Cliffs to Fort Astron. I mean, there's just so much potential with that idea alone. You could have, numerous smaller boats just going from island to island, like the smaller regional boats. Imagine going from Gold Rock City to here, and you'll see like 5 or 6 Cackums just going about their daily business. And maybe you'll be trying to pull into Gold Rock City, and there's a junk that you have to wait to get out of the canal, so you yourself can actually sail down the canal to get to the city. And there's so many things you could add to the game just to give it a bit more life, a bit more flavor. And imagine if there was actually a gateway for the Nexus modding community to actually dive into the game as well. Steam Workshop is cool and all, don't get me wrong. The Steam Workshop has, some really cool mods itself, but the Nexus, they pale in comparison to the mods you can find on the Nexus. I assume there are other modding sites too. I know with Skyrim, like the extended edition and the anniversary edition, it has a tab in the main menu that takes you directly to like its own modding setup. One thing that I don't think he needs to do, though, the developer of this game, Raw Lion, he needs to avoid keeping achievements locked if you have mods installed. That is one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, why would you punish a player for playing your game? I mean, maybe let the player, experience the vanilla version first. Maybe they have to sail to every archipelago before they could access mods in some way or another. I don't know. Thinking about it, that's actually a terrible idea because Bethesda tries to do that at some point or another. And it backfired in their faces like hardcore. But just, there are so many wild possibilities that could be added to the game. I mean, just the addition of, like in Wind Waker, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, you'll have seagulls that just kind of randomly come along and fly alongside your boat, and it's the most epic thing ever whenever you first see it. I mean, just imagine that. You're just kind of sitting here, you're minding your own business, and a seagull just lands like right here next to you. That would just be such a cool experience, in my opinion. I mean, this is all just my opinion, I'm just trying to throw ideas out there for in the event that a Steam Workshop ever does come to the game. People might kind of look at my video and be like, that's actually not a bad idea. I might actually work on that. I mean, in theory, I could probably do some modding stuff. I don't know much about the behind the scenes stuff that goes on with the game. I have like a general knowledge of some things, but whenever you get into like the nit and gritty of it, I have no idea what goes on. Even with modding, I have no real idea what goes on. But here's one that I actually thought of the other day. It kind of adds on to the whole, like, just adding AI boats to the game, just, kind of letting them do their own thing. But imagine if you allowed people to design their own boats in the Steam Workshop, right? And it would be kind of like a lot of those mods that you get for ETS2 or American Truck Simulator, where they add in like trailer packs and stuff like that. It could act as something kind of like that, where whenever you add a ship to the game via the Steam Workshop, it could actually like be controlled by the AI itself too. So if you add a ship to the game via the Steam Workshop, the mod that controls the AI ships can also control all these other ship designs that you're adding to the game as well. I'm getting all kinds of phone calls right now, and it's kind of driving me crazy. St. Anna, Illinois. I think I will pass on that phone call because I do not know anyone from Illinois. I don't know if I even have family from Illinois, like, at all. This thing is turning, right? Yeah. It's just being pulled in very, very slowly. Okay. Might be time to just kind of reel in those gaff sales. Let this thing do all the work. But yeah, the overall discussion for the Steam Workshop is it just needs to be added. You know, I'm sorry, but I think this is one of those games where people will play the vanilla version. They'll kind of play around with it a little bit, see if they like it, and eventually they're just going to get bored with it. You know, they might like it at first. They might play around with all the kinds of boats that you've got, but unfortunately, it's one of those games where you'll get so much money, and eventually the money just becomes completely irrelevant. Sooner or later, you'll have done everything that you can do. So it's time to either start a new game or just uninstall the game and wait for a new update. And the only thing that does is it hurts Raw Lion. Whereas if he adds in the modding capabilities, I mean, it could be replayability non-stop, you know? Like the amount of replayability that people could actually add to the game just via their own ideas and creations would be just one of the best things that the game could actually see, you know? Unfortunately, I think we're heading like directly into the wind now. Yep. These types of sails do wonders for sailing upwind, but they do have their limitations. Okay, here we go. We've got some responsiveness. Perhaps not quite enough, though. This is where having a square sail would actually be kind of handy, because you could just kind of use the square sail to help you reverse. Okay, here we go. This should be... Except it's not. Oh dear. We might be stuck here for a minute or two. Okay, maybe not now, though. Come on. Turn. You know what? I'm just going to do this the old-fashioned way. I ain't got the patience for playing this kind of game. There we go. Problem solved. If only it was that easy in real life. Seems like this one takes forever to reel in. Actually, both of these seem like they take forever to reel in. least now we have forward momentum again. I'll go ahead and just kind of pull this one in a little bit as well. All right. We are making progress, but very slowly. Dang wind. Okay, I guess we'll just turn more in this sort of a direction. I might just have to sell out a ways, pass the island almost completely, then turn back in. That way I'll have the wind more or less at my back. Alright, time to eat something. Hydrate a little. And I'll see you guys whenever I wake up. Alright, looks like I've been woken up in the middle of the night. I can't see how the wind is doing. Looks like it's going to be blowing against us again. Yeah. That's the most annoying thing about this game, is just how often the wind changes and blows directly in your face. But that should be a favorable wind to get us to Serpent Isle, nonetheless. Alright, here we go. See, I think probably get away with using this one for the time being. There we go. Right, now I'll see you guys again whenever something else happens. Okay, it looks like I woke up just before dawn once again. It's arguably the best time to wake up. And we're getting closer to the island, slowly but surely. I think the port is over in that area somewhere. There's Newport off in the distance. We see Crab Beach. That's the Dragon Cliffs. Can't make out Crab Beach. I'm gonna try and use this just to catch a little bit more wind. I think I might have sped us up just a little bit. All right. How much time do we have left? We still have 2 days. We're fine. Okay, Crab Beach is directly east of Serpent Isle. No, that's Newport. Huh, you'd think you'd be able to see it. Unless that's not Newport and that is Crab Beach, but I'm pretty sure... Yeah, that's northeast, so that's gotta be Newport. Interesting. Not even a pebble sticking out of the water. This rock directly ahead of us, I actually got stuck on that last time I played this when I was listening to that podcast. Made me very glad I was not recording. I don't think this one is actually doing that much good. I'm just going to go ahead and reel this one in. Ah, I see the docks. I think. Yep, those are the docks. Crab Beach? Crab Beach? I see no Crab Beach. We do need to give this thing a bath, too, when we get to the Dragon Cliffs, which I don't think I'm going to show the journey. I'm just going to cut the episode, and I'll just kind of magically appear in the Dragon Cliffs. I might show sailing down the canal, because that's probably one of the best parts about this game. Let's go ahead and we'll just raise you up. And let's try and turn. Catch the wind on this side. There we go. Probably turn these off. Sun's high enough in the sky for right now. I do have to say I like how challenging this dock is to get into. There's beaches all over the place. There's sandbars. You've got to really watch where you're going. Because look at that area over there. Like the Dhow might be able to sail through that. The Kaka might be able to sail through that. But if you've got the brig or the sandbuck, maybe the junk. I think the junk could potentially make that, depending on how heavy the load is. But one of the bigger ships, you're definitely going to get stuck on that. This must look so cool from the village's point of view too. Like, imagine a little kid just looking out the window and seeing a ship coming in. Like, mommy, mommy, look, there's a ship coming in. Hey, that's nice, dear. It's not like we see it, every single day or anything. That canal over there is very interesting to sail through, especially in one of the bigger ships. Depending on how tight I make this turn, we might actually have to kind of sail through there. This sail alone, though, it's actually got some speed to it. How fast are we going right now? I mean, it's not, super fast, but I don't think it should be expected to be, flying through the water if you only have one sail down. Eh, roughly about 4 knots. Which, I mean, for one sail with the wind kind of blowing against you, it's not terrible. Okay, I can definitely make that turn, though. Okay, what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to turn out like this, just to get a bit more speed. Then we're going to hope and pray that the wind doesn't slow us down so much, or the water in the middle of this turn doesn't slow us down so much that we can't finish the turn. Ooh, come on. You should be able to catch some wind. Should is the key word. There we go. Okay, I am actually going to move the fishing hooks back here. Considering all I'm really using is just crated food, I'm wondering if I should just do away with the fishing pole. Probably not the wisest idea in the long run, but for right now, the fishing hooks is just taking up room. I'm still curious about those other lands that we saw. That was intriguing. I would totally also live in a place like this. I like the look of this island too. Not quite as much as the Sage Hills, but it kind of reminds me of Dragon Ball Z in a way. Which I actually started watching that recently. The original Dragon Ball series. It's amazing how much stuff of it I actually still remember, even though I only watched it scarcely as a little kid. Oops. Jump for it. Okay, yeah, that's tied to that. You can be tied to that. Okay, good enough. Let's go ahead and sell the water first, so the mission is done. Trying to remember if there's anything that really exports out of here. I think this is also more of an importer settlement. Oops. Here's all your tea, miss, or mister. My bad. These days, you never know. Alright, so. Oh, we have even more tea going to the Dragon Cliffs. Do we have anything else? Maybe a bit more interesting? Seafood isn't bad. Alright, we'll take 4 crates of seafood to the Dragon Cliffs. And I will see you guys there. Alright, people, here we are. We're just now sailing down the canyon that leads to the Dragon Cliffs. I figured I'd show this because this is one of the grander moments in the entire game, it has to be said. Sailing between these 2 massive pillars in this archway, heck yeah. Pretty uneventful trip. Nothing of interest really happened. Am I? Ah, I'm pulling on the wrong thing. That would be why. I'm about to crash into this rock. Should probably steer the ship away from the cliffside. Would probably be a wise idea. There we go. I just love sailing down this canal. It's kind of a pain in the butt with the bigger ships because this area over here, this rock right here, it has a shallow bit that sticks out like all the way to over here somewhere. And it's very easy to bottom your ship out on that shallow ground, especially with the bigger ones. I think the smaller boats can more or less sail over it, but the bigger ones, like the brig and the sandbuck, no. I don't even think an empty junk can make that turn or make that passing. Alright, I think I'm just going to sail straight for the docks or the shipyard. Dockyard, shipyard, whichever way you want to put it. Ooh, yep, that's that rock right there I was telling you about. That thing right there is an absolute bastard. Looks like this ship can just about clear it, but the bigger ships, no. No way, Jose. And we're getting here just as the stores are opening, sounds like. And until this bug is fixed, I'm just going to sail in here and not tie the ship up at all. Right, so let's just go ahead and start running all these things over to the merchant, and I'll just cut that bit out. Okay, this bug right here, if you encounter this, all you have to do is you just have to lower the sail, then raise it up again. It's kind of annoying, but that's been a bug for a while now. Be nice if he would fix that, but whatever. And because the ship keeps trying to leave this area, I'm just going to go ahead and just keep the sail up. Not something you want to do in real life, obviously, but I'm just going to abuse the fact this merchant is right here. Okay, maybe now I can just go ahead and lower this. Tell you what, I'll just go ahead and I'll tie that up right there, and I will release it. Before I enter the dockyard itself. Let me out of here. Thank you. And I will go ahead and restock in supplies, but first, let's go ahead and we'll clean the hull. And how am I going to do this? Just go ahead and get rid of these. Go ahead and get rid of this one too. Apparently that one actually kind of works. Okay, so but that one probably won't. Can I have two of these? No. It would be nice, but it ain't gonna work. Okay, can't use that one. Try the 7-yard again. It's still obstructed by something. Yeah. So the gaff itself works. And I can't do lateens here. Should we go for maybe the classic with the square sail and a gaff? That would just look ugly, I think, but right, can't use that. So it looks like for this type of sail, I can use a single 5-yarder. Can I add on a gaff? No. Okay, what about a square sail? That's too big. Maybe a 7-yarder? Yeah. Unless, maybe... Okay, now that's the smallest one. Okay, I'll keep that one in mind. Just make sure I can't actually... It would be nice if it would show what it's obstructed by. I swear it's these ropes. These ropes need to go. But I don't think there's a way to actually... Yeah. Okay, so what if we just do... We go back to a gaff sail. That's too big. Maybe a gaff 8-yard? No. Good God! The sail's bigger than the boat. Okay, now. So the biggest one I can go for with the gaff sails is the junk 6-yarder. What if I were to get rid of the roof? Now I can move this all the way down. And then I could add... No, that's not going to work. But maybe... No, that's still not going to work. It's a good idea, but... No. Yeah, it's still obstructed. It's these stupid ropes here. They're the main problem. I wish these ropes were capable of just being thrown away or something. Try the junk. Yeah, nope, still obstructed. Ugh. This might be what I have to go for. Is this, and then this. Although with that... the roof gone, that might... That is just hideous, though. I don't like that. Okay, maybe... Stray sails. That might be a little too big. Definitely too big. It's too small. Okay. That could work. Get rid of the square sail. What if I went for something like that? Then we did okay. Fine, I'll just do the tiny one. There we go. Now, what if instead of the gaff, we did a junk sail? Okay, no, it's going to be obstructed. That's unfortunate. So I guess we're going to have to go for the gaff. Junk gaff. All right. We have a new, well, somewhat of a new boat. Kind of curious to see how this thing handles. Presumably, we should catch some serious speed. Yeah, gosh darn it. With that thing. But that's going to be it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed. It is going on almost an hour and 20 minutes at this point. Good God. So yeah, that's going to be it from me for now. Hope you guys are looking forward to the next one. In the next episode, we're going to go and explore those bits of land that we saw. I am beyond curious for that now. So I will see you guys in the next episode. I'm going to restock up on supplies, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.